Hey there, Coach Devin here. Someone recently wrote me and said, Devin, I'm super impressed that you get out of bed every morning and you go do cardio. Well, not every morning. I do that like 5 days a week. So weekdays, I get up a little early. I do about 20 minutes of cardio. I answer emails while I'm riding a bike. That's the high and low of it. It's not all that interesting. But this person wrote me and said, Devin, I'm curious, how do you get out of bed in the morning? Because you know what? It inspires me that you do it, and I see you do it. It's pretty cool that you do it. How do you do it, though? Like, how do you make yourself get up? Because I get up and I'm hitting the snooze and hitting the snooze and hitting the snooze. I can't get out of bed to get up that early, and I get out of bed at the last minute. And this is an interesting situation because a lot of people have asked me this over the last couple months because I've been doing this now since about January. So I'm about 9 months in to getting up and doing cardio at least 4 to 5 times a day or a week it just in the morning because I find it wakes me up better. I feel better. I feel like I'm more productive for the day. Feels good. I like doing it. But how do I get out of bed? All right. I'm going to give you a trick, and it's actually, this is my hack a little bit. And you know what? It actually dovetails really well with some other motivational speakers. And I actually, when I started this, I hadn't heard of the motivational speakers, and I've heard a few of them that, they count to 3, 1, 2, 3, you have to get up, or you have to do something hard or something you're not ready to do, you don't want to do. You count 1, 2, 3, and then you go do it. It's just a device to get you going in your head. And I think that's a great one. I've watched some videos on that. I think it's a great plan. Anything that gets you going and gets you thinking does it. Works. If you have to count to 3 and then hop up and do something, and as soon as you get to 3, you have to go do it. It's kind of like with your kids, and you're like 1, 2. If they don't do it by 3, they're in trouble. Okay, like that. Same idea. And I think that's probably where the thought process comes from for that one. I think it's a great idea. It's a great plan. How do I do it? I do it by not ever touching the snooze. I have never hit snooze on an alarm clock, my watch, or on my phone in my life. Not one time. And that is not, I'm not here to like pat myself on the back and be like, oh, look at me. I don't hit snooze. It's not about that. The reason I don't hit snooze is because I have learned if I lie in bed, it's way harder to get up. That's the high and low of it. I don't like getting up tired. I find it frustrating. My favorite days are when I wake up like 5, 10, 15 minutes before the alarm goes off, and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess time to get up. Let's go. Love those days. Those are my favorite. I don't like waking up to the alarm. Probably half the time I get out of bed, I wake up before the alarm goes off. So because I'm conditioned to it, I'm used to it, and I tend to sleep on the same schedule on a regular basis. Even when I'm tired, even if I hadn't had a lot of sleep, last night, went to bed a little bit later, had a really hard time sleeping, had about 5 hours of sleep, still woke up 10 minutes before the alarm went off. I'm just used to it. That is super helpful for me. But what the rule is on the snooze, how I've dealt with that is this way. When the alarm goes off, I get up immediately, I grab my phone, and I walk out of the bedroom. Either you're going to the bathroom because you have to use the washroom, or you go to the kitchen to get your stuff on. Either way, usually my clothes are in the bathroom, right? So I go in the washroom, I put on my shorts. Not that I sleep naked. I have shorts on. I put on my compression shorts. I put on shorts, socks, and I go walk out into the kitchen, put on my shoes, go to the gym. Now, I have a gym in my building. Makes it a lot easier. If you have a bike in your house, it's even easier. But that's how I do it. I don't give myself time to think. That's my trick. If I think about it at all, then I can start rationalizing the reasons that maybe I should stay in bed a little bit longer. Maybe that would be fun to stay in bed just a touch longer. And as we all know, I've done that, we've all done it, where we get out of bed in the morning and you walk in the kitchen, you're like, oh, I am so tired. And then you think about being tired. Well, what happens when you think about it? It makes it worse. You feel more tired. I don't allow myself to do that. If I'm tired, I'm tired. That's nice. If I feel good, I feel good. But either way, the same thing is happening. I'm getting my ass up. I'm walking out, getting my clothes on, sneakers on, go. I'm in the gym. I can be half awake in the gym. My eyes can be this wide open. Doesn't matter. Just start. Once I start 5 minutes in, I feel like $1 million. Feel like a whole new guy. I'm like, oh, I'm awake now. All right, let's get this on. That's how it works. And that has been a great hack for me because it's simple, it's easy, and it's to the point. You just get up and you do it. Boom, boom, boom. Simple. If you give yourself time to think about things, it makes it worse. I like to equate it to running. I like to run. I'm not necessarily a great runner. I'm an okay runner. I ran in high school. I started to lift weights a lot more, gained some weight, a little harder to run fast when you're heavy. I've had some times that aren't bad. I think at my weight, running at, 215, 220 pounds, I think some of the times I put up have been pretty good. I ran a 44-minute 10K. I think that's pretty good. I ran a 20-minute, not quite a 21-minute, just under 21-minute 5K. So you know what? I'm pretty pleased with how fast I can run. I haven't done it in a little bit because of the staph infection in my back, but you know what? That is what it is. One of the things that keeps me going on that is I like a challenge. Now, running for me is not easy. It's a tough thing to do. I have to gear myself up. I like running, but pushing myself through something like that is tough. It doesn't come naturally to me. I don't run smoothly because, I'm heavy. When you're heavy, it makes it harder. But you know what? If you just get up and do it, it's way, way easier. And I equate the things together all the time. For me, if I run, I know it's going to be a challenge. I know it's going to kick my butt. But you know what? I'm still going to do it because once I've made up my mind, I will be damned if I'm not going to. I'll be damned if I'm not. I just will not back down. Period. End of discussion. Just go do it. And the same thing applies to getting out of bed in the morning. If you start using that alarm, it gets harder. And what I was going to say about running for me is, as not a natural runner, I have a hard time. Sometimes you can get in a negative headspace, right? So I'll get in a negative headspace running and be like, oh, this is hard. This hill's big. Soon as I say that, just right away, guess what? I'm on that hill and I'm dying. I feel like, oh, this is the hardest thing I ever did in my life. That's what happens. Those are facts. It's going to happen. And you know what? That's my own fault for saying it. But if I run and I say, this is easy, this is easy, this is easy, this is easy, guess what? It's easier. I like to, in my mind, I consider myself like a badass running, and I'm just like tearing through the, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't tell people that, but I can, I think of my feet as just digging into the asphalt of the concrete. I think of myself as aggressive, strong, powerful, and I think this is easy, this is easy. You know what? It's way easier when I do that. 100 times easier, because I've got myself in a headspace where it's easier. You can convince yourself of anything, and that's what I'm trying to say here. If you get up in the morning and you're like, I am so tired, I'm lying in bed I don't want to get up, you're convincing yourself that you're tired and you don't want to get up. Whatever you say in here will manifest itself outside. If you say, I am healthy, happy, fit, I'm not peddling the secret or any of that stuff, but it's true. If you repeat stuff to yourself, it gets easier or harder depending on what you repeat. You create vicious cycles or virtuous cycles. Totally up to you which one you like. I tend to go with the virtuous cycles. Why? Or as much as I can. I'm not perfect. I'm definitely not perfect, but I like a virtuous cycle. Why is that? You know what? Because it gets my ass out of bed in the morning without tapping snooze. It gets me to the gym in the morning to do some cardio while I'm answering emails and texts. It gets me up. I'm fitter. I feel better. The entire day is better because of it. It's that simple. So you have to repeat, you have to think about these things and frame it in the right way. When you wake up in the morning, don't say, oh my God, I'm so tired, I don't want to go out of bed, get out of bed. Oh, it's Monday, I don't want to. You know what? Monday's just another day. They come around every 7 days. Why would you hate having one day? What's the point? So get your butt up out of bed before, when that alarm goes off, bang, get up, go. Don't hit the snooze. Don't hit the snooze once, twice, 3 times, 0 times. Just get up and go. I promise you, once you do it for a week or so, you'll be like, oh, this is much easier. You will have better days. You will feel better. You have more energy in general. It is an easy, simple life hack. It doesn't take anything. It doesn't take a lot of work. You just do that one. Hey, I even came up with that myself. I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but you know what? That is actually a pretty easy one. You have comments, questions, things you want me to talk about, type them up down below. I'd love to hear from you. The reason I do this is because I've been in the fitness industry for 26, very close to 27 years now. We're coming up on 27 years. And you know what? I want to be able to pass on information to other people and help people. in the things that I do in my life. I like that. I like being able to help people. I got into fitness and as a trainer to be able to help people get more fit and share my passion. So that's why when people ask me questions like, Devin, how do you get up the first thing in the morning and do cardio? I can come on here and answer them. So write me. I would love to hear from you. Have yourself an amazing day, everybody. Stay away from that snooze button and don't fight the awesome.